Hello students, today we are going to talk about physical and chemical changes, right? So to understand the difference between a pure substance and a mixture, let us understand the difference between a physical and a chemical change. So in the previous chapter, that is in chapter number 1, we have learned a few physical properties of matter, right? So we have seen in that matter is composed of a particle. So that kind of property of matter we have seen in chapter number 1. So the properties that can be observed and specified like color, hardness, rigidity, fluidity, density, melting point, boiling point, etc. are the physical properties. So in short, physical properties means the property which you can observe with your naked eyes. That property can be considered as the physical property, right? So rigidity we can observe whether the object is hard or not. Then color change we can observe, melting and boiling point we can observe. So these are the observable property which can be considered as the physical properties. And the interconvergence of states is a physical change because these changes occur without a change in composition and no change in the chemical nature of the substance. Like suppose if I am going to give you example of the physical states of matter, then best example we could take is ice, right? Ice, it is made up of water molecules, right? Obviously. So first of all, it is in a solid form. But if you are going to increase the temperature slightly, then what happens? Ice will start melting and it will be converted into liquid. But the composition will not going to be changed. Solid form में आइस था तभी उसमें वाटर मॉलिक्यूल ही थे, लिक्विड फॉर्म में है तो भी उसमें वाटर मॉलिक्यूल ही है, और उसको ज़्यादा गर्म करोगे it will be converted into vapor, then vapor also containing water molecules. It means during a physical change, the chemical nature of the substance or a chemical composition is not going to be changed, or we can say that there will be no change in the composition, right? Okay. So although ice, water and water vapor all look different and display different physical properties, they are chemically the same, right? Chemically same ही है. Like solid, if you are talking about solid, then what it will be molecular formula? That would be H2O. If it is ice, then also it would be H2O, and if it is vapor, then also it would be H2O. So it means they are chemically the same, right? Okay. Now both water and cooking oil are liquid, but their chemical characteristics are different. If we are now comparing the liquid state, then water is also in a liquid state and oil is also in a liquid state, but their chemical characteristics are different because water possessing H2O while oil possessing the hydrocarbons, right? So they differ in odor and inflammability also. उसकी स्मेल भी डिफरेंट होगी, इन्फ्लेमेबिलिटी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है वो भी डिफरेंट होगी. वी नो दैट ऑयल कैन बर्न्स इन एयर वेरेवर वाटर एक्सटिंग्विश द फायर. ऑयल है वो जल सकता है, लेकिन वाटर है वो फायर को बुझाने में काम आता है, राइट? सो बोथ आर पोजेसिंग अ डिफरेंट प्रॉपर्टी. ऑयल इज फ्लेमेबल while water can be used as a fire extinguisher. It is this chemical property of oil that makes it different from water. Definitely, burning is a chemical change. During this process, one substance reacts with another to undergo a change in a chemical composition. Like suppose if you are going to burn a magnesium ribbon, right? So magnesium की रिबन होगी, उसको अगर आप बर्न करोगे तो obviously it will be burned in the presence of oxygen. It means magnesium will going to react with oxygen. So it will going to be burned and produces a white color ash. Ash means આપણે જેને ગુજરાતીમાં રાખ કહીએ, right? So when magnesium going to react with oxygen, it will start burning and it will produce its ash, which is a white color residue. So its composition will be changed because it will become magnesium oxide. So if we are talking about the reaction, then magnesium ribbon in presence of oxygen will start burning and produces a magnesium oxide, which is a white color residue which we can consider as the ash, right? So यहाँ पे magnesium का composition change हो गया. So if the composition will going to be changed, then it can be considered as the chemical property, right? So this can be considered as the chemical properties. Okay. So it is this chemical property of oil that makes it different from the water. Now burning is a chemical change. Here we have seen the example, burning is a chemical change, right? During this process, one substance reacts with another it means यहाँ पे one substance mg react with another means oxygen, right? So during this process one substance react with another to undergo a change in chemical composition. So here you can see the chemical composition has been changed. So chemical change brings change in the chemical property. So obviously मैग्नीशियम की chemical property जो होगी उससे chemical property मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड की totally different होगी, right? So there will be change in chemical properties of matter and we get a new substance. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. So during burning of candle both physical and chemical change takes place. Why? Because burning of a candle will change the state first of all, because candle will going to be burned and it will produce a melted wax, right? But during the burning of candle ashes will going to be produced which is a different which is having a different chemical composition. So that is the reason we can say that burning of candle showing both physical and chemical change, right? So that was the difference between physical and chemical change.